welcome to the Deep Dive. Today we're getting into something really core character, specifically living with integrity when no one sees.
Exactly. And we're drawing from a powerful ancient story, Joseph, in Genesis 39.
Right, verses 1 through 12. Our mission, really, for this deep dive is to unpack how true character shows up.
Right.
Not, on the big stage, but in those quiet moments.
Those hidden moments when you think it doesn't matter, maybe.
Precisely. And the heart of it, I think, is captured in that question Joseph asks in verse 9.
Oh, yeah, that's profound. How then could I do such a wicked thing and sin against God?
It says so much, doesn't it? Just that one line. Okay, so let's picture Joseph's situation here. Betrayed by his brothers.
Horrific.
Sold into slavery, dragged off to Egypt. He's completely alone, far from everything he knows.
You'd think despair, right? Or maybe bitterness, cynicism, compromise even.
Absolutely. Every reason to just give up or cut corners. But that's not what happens. So The big question is how? How did he keep his faith, his integrity through all of that?
Well, this brings us straight to, let's call it lesson 1. God is with us, even in hard places. It's fascinating because the text says, the Lord was with Joseph.
Right. Even as a slave.
Yes.
Yeah.
Even as a slave. And because of that presence, it says he was a successful man, he found favor. God's presence didn't, instantly fix his circumstances.
No, he was still enslaved.
Exactly. But it worked within those circumstances. God showed up profoundly in that hardship, maybe even more so than in easy times. It actually shaped him.
Okay, so let's connect that. For you listening, when you feel overlooked, maybe forgotten, stuck in a tough situation, what does this actually mean?
It's easy to say God is with me, but feeling it.
That's the hard part, yeah.
Right. So practically, first, really try to believe it. God is with you right where you are, even if it feels dark.
Okay.
Second, actively remind yourself God hasn't forgotten you. Joseph's story is all about God working, behind the scenes.
Even when Joseph couldn't see the whole picture.
Especially then. And third, you can actually ask God, okay, use this situation, whatever it is, for your glory. He can work through anything.
That's powerful. Believing he's present, remembering he hasn't forgotten, and asking him to use it. Okay.
And that foundation, that sense of God's presence, it sets the stage for the next big challenge Joseph faced.
Yes, the temptation. Potiphar's wife. And this wasn't just a one-off, was it? The text says day after day.
Relentless pressure.
Yeah.
Intense. Which leads us perfectly into lesson 2. Say no to sin by saying yes to God.
Okay, unpack that a bit. Saying yes to God.
Well, Joseph didn't just refuse her. His refusal came from somewhere deeper. When he asks that question, how could I sin against God? Not just Potiphar, notice.
Right, against God.
It shows his primary allegiance. His yes was already given to God, so the no to temptation was almost a consequence of that bigger yes.
So it wasn't just about breaking a rule, it was about breaking faith with God himself.
Precisely. And what did he do? He didn't argue, he didn't linger, he ran, literally fled.
That's key, isn't it? He didn't try to manage the temptation or see how close he could get.
No, wisdom says run. Temptation is pretty much guaranteed in life, right? It's our response that defines us.
So a heart that truly loves God flees the danger zone. It doesn't flirt with it.
Exactly. So for you listening, the practical takeaway here. First, remember, God sees everything. Integrity isn't just for show. It's maybe most important when no one else is looking.
Because he sees.
Because he sees. Second, don't entertain sin. Don't rationalize it. Run. Even if it costs you something, comfort, status, whatever. Joseph lost his position, ended up in prison.
Temporarily, yeah. It cost him dearly in the short term.
It did. But integrity is worth it. And third, you have to prepare beforehand. Fill your mind, your heart with God's truth. Strengthen yourself before the temptation hits.
That proactive preparation is crucial. How do we actually prepare for those unseen moments? That's a question to really sit with.
It really is.
So, wrapping this deep dive up, we've seen this incredible strength, haven't we? Choosing integrity when nobody's watching, all rooted in knowing God is present and he sees.
Yeah, that's the core idea. Our source material sums it up with this one word. God sees and gives strength to resist.
Powerful. So here's a final thought for you to take away. As you go about your day navigating your own unseen moments, how might really understanding that God sees? How might that reshape your choices, give you that strength to live with real integrity?